Hello and welcome to Changing Eastenders episode 8. Right, let's get down to it. If I was running Eastenders, if my fiction, my Eastenders fiction, Black Widow was implemented on the real show, I would definitely cast Guy Henry, who plays Dr. Hanson, Mr. Hanson, the Holby City CEO. Anyone who watches Holby City knows that Hanson is a brilliant character, played by Guy Henry, an awesome actor. Guy Henry is one of those actors with immense screen presence. He's not to me, he's not an ordinary actor. The way he portrays Hanson is just brilliant, and I can just see him as either playing Chrissy Watts and Marcus Tandy's father, James Webb, or playing their brother. Now, because I don't actually know how old Guy Henry is, it's really difficult for me to go in there and say, well, he could play the father, because if he's younger than I think he is, then I'll be insulting the guy. So then we could get him to play the brother. But what I foresee with this character and with this actor, I can foresee him playing Disturbing really well, but just flipping it on a coin and then being someone that the audience can really like and embrace. I've been watching Guy Henry for quite a while on Holby. He's really impressive. He left for a while, but he returned last night, and again, he was brilliant. It was like he'd never been away. It's when you get an actor who can play a character and the character's complexities, for me, that's really exciting and something that EastEnders really lacks. We need a better class of villain, as simple as that. It's a sad day that these days Neighbours has got better villains than EastEnders. It's not. EastEnders was built on villains, great villains, and those villains don't exist anymore. Phil, well, what is Phil Mitchell anymore? What have they done to Phil? I mean, we barely see him, and when we do see him, he's not doing very much, is he? And Steve McFadden still looks great. His performances are still great. Not enough Phil, not enough Ronnie. All the best characters are giving time off. Their roles are kind of shrinking while the Carters are getting more and more screen time. Is that fair? Of course it's not fair. But so that is definitely what I would do. I would cast Guy Henry as James Webb. I think it would be amazing. I can imagine him playing off Tracy Ann Oberman and Jessie Birdsall fantastically well, if that was ever to be. Obviously, this is just fantasy in my head right now. You've got to remember that. I am just a fan with an idea. But I think I'm a fan with a very good idea. And a lot of you agree too. A lot of you, not just me, are unhappy with the current EastEnders. To me, it has no direction, no sense of where it's going, where it's heading to. If you read all the posts on Twitter and Facebook, it seems like everything in the garden is rosy, as I keep on saying. But the underbelly is like me after a kebab. It's rumbling. Yesterday we had this clarification of this hideous Shane Ritchie situation where apparently he was quoted in saying that after he leaves EastEnders and after he finishes from this Cat and Alfie spin-off, that he won't be coming back. He was even quoted in saying, talking about doing other things, and he'd been discussing this with another actor or actress. Yesterday, it was said that it was all wrong and he'll be back after the spin-off. So what's the truth? Obviously, we have to take what they say. Now, this is what I'm going to allege. I don't know if this has happened or what. I'm not saying it is, but in my opinion, it seems like there's some backtracking going. If they got rid of Shane Ritchie, then made Denise Van Houten full-time, do you imagine the outrage to get rid of a much-loved character like Shane Ritchie, like Alfie, and to bring someone who hasn't got half the talent or personality of Shane? I would have been disgusted. So that whether it's backtrack or whether he actually was misquoted, if he is staying, but I don't think we've heard the last of this. This is just to calm everything down. And maybe they'll announce a departure later on. I don't know. I don't know because I'm not there. But going back to the fiction, yes, Guy Henry, watch him on, go on YouTube, watch Guy Henry on Holby City, and you'll see what an awesome actor he really is. But then, I'm not surprised when you've got something like Casualty and Whole be run by such a talented executive producer like Oliver Kent, then you can't really go wrong, can you? And this is another dream of mine. I'd love to see Oliver Kent in a Godfather role, overseeing EastEnders and El Dorado. If it was to happen, if my dream was to come true, and EastEnders and El Dorado were this shared universe, really exciting. And to have Oliver Kent there, and then to have a series producer beneath him, running the show, and, you know, the creative stuff, if you want. I think that will be brilliant. The evidence of EastEnders not being what it should be, in my opinion, is there every episode. Yesterday we had Linda talking about the royal baby's name. I think they're going to do a similar thing with the general election with Kat and Stacey. Now, this might be pretty amazing and look clever to some people, but I think it's stupid. Honestly, I think it's stupid and I think it's pointless. What does it do for the show? Nothing. What does it mean? They used to do it years ago, didn't they? I think they did it once or twice, and now Dominic Treadwell-Collins has decided to do it all the time. Now, again, it's okay. I don't think it doesn't bother me to the point of, oh, I can't watch this is rubbish. But it doesn't solve the problems, the EastEnders problems that need solving. That the show isn't performing at the levels it should. Creatively. It's not about numbers. It's not about, we know EastEnders is getting better numbers since October time. We know that. And that's great. But creatively, it's not good enough. And I'm going to keep on saying it till I'm blue in the face. And what I'm constructing in my fiction, my EastEnders fiction, I'm constructing something with a strong foundation, something that will excite people. I don't believe much about EastEnders is that exciting. Obviously, Kathy returning is exciting. But then, when you see how they brought back Nick Cotton, pretended he was dead, brought him back only to kill him off properly. Killing off Nick Cotton was one of the most fundamental mistakes that Dominic Treadwell-Collins will ever make. You do not kill off characters like that unless the actor says, I do not want to be involved, I am not interested. And if that's the case, hey, I'll tell you what I said back. But if Dominic Treadwell-Collins has got out of bed one day and said, we've got to kill off Nick Cotton, you know, so Nick Cotton, a character that didn't bring back properly, didn't write properly, and then killed him off, and then, where are you? You're pretty much making the Carters the kind of origin story of the show now. The Carters are not that interesting, that's the problem. And it's not about the actor, it's as I keep on saying, it's a creative thing. Dominic Treadwell-Collins has based the Carters on his very own family. I think he based Johnny on himself and Johnny coming out as himself. Now, Johnny coming out would have been a great thing if it was done properly. But they played with it for a few weeks. He came out and there were no consequences to it. We saw a little bit of his struggle at first, but then it was like everything's Rosie's like Kat now. Ever since she's been to the nunnery and ever since she's told the police everything, it's like, I can look forward now, not back. Well, hang on a minute. You were still sexually abused. Just because you went to the police, it doesn't mean you can live happily ever after. It's still there. It's still with you. And it's this kind of mamby-pamby kind of juvenile attitude of, about happy endings. Let's have happy endings. It's like the paternity of Linda's baby. It's either Mick's or Dean's. Now, a real show would definitely say, right, we want the biggest consequences here. Emmerdale, for example, that would definitely be Dean's birthday. It will be Dean's baby. Can't even get my words out. But it will definitely be Dean's baby. But because we're on EastEnders zero tolerance era, basically that baby will almost definitely be Mick's baby, because we can't cope with any drama, can we? We can't cope with any character-driven journeys. And I keep on saying it, you bring Danny Dyer, such a great actor with such a great screen presence, and you don't play to the guy's strengths. I've already factored something in what I would love to do with Mick's character. I've told you before this Gone Girl story where Linda vanishes after the Battle of Walford, the massacre of Walford. And then Mick's accused of the murder. But as I say, because we're kind of trying to give the juvenile side of the audience what they want, happy endings, good-looking people live lovely clothes, When did people in EastEnders have lovely clothes, be wealthy? If you were wealthy, why would you live in Albert Square? Don't get it. Don't get it. It's not the way I would go out things. For me, personally, what I would do is, after the big shootout and all the buildings would come down, I'd rebuild them and they would be gritty and worn down like they were in the original EastEnders. Then we could have a really gritty look to EastEnders, which it should be. That's all the time I've got. We'll speak again. See you later. Bye-bye.